The gentleman from the 42nd District, Representative Overstreet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, government is too big, and it spends far too much money. The state of Washington is estimated to bring in roughly $4 billion in tax revenue over the next 2 years. That's $4 billion more than we brought in over the last 2 years. And I'm sitting here hearing about how there's not enough money. Someone tell me that $32 billion is not enough money. Someone tell the people who are struggling to pay their mortgages that $32 billion is not enough money. Somebody tell those people that the good gentleman from the 15th just referenced who don't have jobs that $32 billion is not enough money. Government is too big, and it spends far too much money. And I am so grateful that the gentleman from the 15th just stood up and said what he said, because there is one voice here today that I don't think we've discussed. It's the taxpayer. It's the small business owner. It's the property owner. It's the people who allow us to even have this conversation. We talk about needing more revenue. By the way, it's tax revenue. It's tax dollars. It's not revenue. This is not a business. And those tax dollars come from taxpayers. And a huge chunk of those taxpayers don't have jobs right now, and they're struggling to keep their homes and their businesses alive. Who are we advocating taxing? And by the way, when we use the word loophole, aren't we talking about exemptions? The same exemptions that this body this year has passed multiple versions of? We have passed them off this floor. And when we talk about prioritizing, are we referring to Article 9 of the state constitution that says that basic education is the paramount duty of the state? Is that what we're talking about when we talk about prioritizing? Because this body at the beginning of this session, actually the majority of this body at the beginning of this session voted no on funding basic education first. I want to say that again for the camera. The majority of this body voted no to fund basic education first in this budget process.
For what purpose does the lady from the 28th stand?
A point of order.
Please state your point.
Mr. Speaker, I'm concerned that the good gentleman has drifted away from the bill at hand that we're discussing and gotten down to other subjects.
Representative, you are referencing another measure. Would you please bring your remarks back to the question currently before the House?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We stand here and we talk in abstractions, and I think we need to talk reality. We need to take ourselves outside of this chamber and go stand on the sidewalk. And we need to take a look at our families and our friends and our neighbors. And we need to ask ourselves, do we have enough money? Is $4 billion more in the next biennium than we had in the last biennium? Is that enough? Vote no on this budget, Mr. Speaker.